What's up, everybody? I just had to, before we start this video and review of the breakdown of chapter 1042, I just had to tell you guys, I called it. I called to you what was going to happen to Luffy through this chapter 1042. And go back to my last video if you do not believe me. This is something I did predict, and I'm just good. And I was kind of right in a way that Drake was going to help out Luffy during his fight, but he just didn't deliver like I thought he would. Drake saw an opportunity to stab the CP0 agent in the back, but it wasn't enough to finish off the CP0 agent. The CP0 agent then retaliated back to Drake and finished Drake off. And the CP0 agent asked Drake, "Why did you do this?" And he said that is his justice. And the CP0 agent, once again, he was like, "I envy that." So it do seem like they have some type of remorse between the CP0 agents. They look like they are chained up in a way. They don't have the freedom to make their own decisions. If the people and the higher ups telling you to do something, you gotta deliver and do something. So in a way, I can maybe see some redemption later down on the road with the CP0 agents having some freedom. But as for right now, it looks like they are chained up, they locked up, they look like they are really partially slaves to the government. And some people might not think this was an important part of the chapter, and it was when all the kids was putting their dreams and their wishes to come to true in those fire lanterns. And the fire lanterns represents going to heaven or where your ancestors are, and they'll get your message and they will deliver you with your wishes and your dreams. And this is something that I think is going to be very impactful just because of how this chapter ended. And once we get to the end of the chapter, then I will explain why those lanterns were so important maybe later on down the road. Luffy was giving Kaido the business. He was giving Kaido the hands, the works, everything. Anything that Luffy was doing right now in Gear 4 Snake Man, Kaido could not keep up with. But Kaido had to have something up his sleeve. After getting wham, bam, slam by Luffy's fast punches, couldn't keep up with it, Kaido starts to talk and kind of probably foreshadows something about Luffy's devil fruit. He says to Luffy, like, your rubber should not be able to bend like this, which kind of makes everybody in the world think right now that maybe that is the devil fruit, of the mysterious devil fruit that the elders were talking about, the 5 elders were talking about. And who knows, maybe we will get a deeper dive into that next chapter, because I just believe it is incoming in a way. But guys, Kaido was starting to talk. He was like, "Hey, you don't think you the only one with future sight, do you?" And finally, another Yonko that has future sight. It was getting kind of weird to me in a way that all these Yonkos did not have future sight. Like, we never saw Big Mom show any future sight, and we didn't see Kaido at still this point to show future sight. Now we are seeing Kaido showing future sight, and when Luffy was throwing his punches, Kaido went into his dragon form and dodged them all. And then that wasn't it. Kaido decides to chew up Luffy and swallow him, and then use a dragon breath on Luffy. And that was just beautifully choreographed by Oda. It's one of my favorite action fights that he did between Luffy and Kaido, and it was flat out a 10 out of 10 choreography fight right there, because it was just beautifully drawn. And y'all already know, Yonko Luffy cannot go down like that. Luffy managed to survive the Kaido's dragon breath by going into Gear 4 Bowman, which was kind of shocking. I did not expect the Bowman to have also good defense in a way. Most people probably would think go into Tank Man will be able to tank it, but Tank Man has to meet certain requirements, as in to eat a lot of food. And I don't believe Kaido had any food for Luffy to eat at that moment. I believe Tank Man is more of a gag. So Luffy goes into Gear 4 Bowman and manages to take some of that heat that Kaido was bring it to him, and he managed to survive. And then we get to see Kaido and Luffy have another talk about samurai and their code, how they are willing to just sacrifice their life for whatever means of honor, or how they're not, how some of them will not even put up a fight because they just want their lives to be not be killed or whatever. And Luffy is fighting for that, which I believe it is an important too, just like it was important about those kids' ladders that was flying up to the elders. Those two things are very important, and we are getting close to realizing why. After Kaido was dissing the whole samurai, and Luffy had another attack for him. He was tired of Kaido's mouth, so he had to use his over Kangan. And some people might say that naming of that was probably wrong, but that is what the official translation goes for, and that's what we're gonna go by, the over Kangan. And it looks devastating. If Kaido wasn't Kaido, if that was anybody else, I feel like they would have been out of the game. Like, if that attack used on to anybody else other than the Yonkos, I feel like it's game over for them, and that is include admirals. But that was not enough to defeat Kaido, and Kaido was starting to really enjoy this fight because he knows that attack did some heavy damage to him. It was kind of the same feeling of the fight that he had with Oden, and Kaido was embracing this glorious battle that he was fighting. It reminds me so much as Zepachi off of Bleach, how he just loves to fight and just loves the whole struggle of a fight. He looks for a good challenge every time. That's what Kaido and Zepachi has in common to me. I don't know if you guys think that as well. Comment down below if you do. Like Zepachi, Kaido got bloodthirsty. But this one was kind of a little bit weird since he was also drunk. It was another drunken stage of Kaido, but he used a attack on Luffy that sent Luffy down to the ground, and he was almost out of his gear 4th at that moment because of that attack, on what that attack did to him. But Luffy, with the last little bit of strength that he had to fight Kaido, he goes up for one more attack. He said this is all he has left for this one last attack, and it looks like Luffy is trying to get at the end of beating Kaido. But guys, this is the part that I predicted, that the CP0 agent will get into the fight and help Kaido. Just as when Luffy was gearing up, pun intended, was for his final attack in his gear 4th, and Kaido was gearing up for his attack to meet and clash with Luffy in this epic blow, it was ruined by the CP0 agent. And it was a callback from what happened to Oden when Kaido was fighting Oden a long time ago. And Kaido was at death's door, or he was about to be out of the fight, and Oden got tricked by a companion of Kaido's and saying, hey, I caught Momonosuke, I'm about to kill him or whatever. But it wasn't really Momonosuke, it was somebody that used a devil fruit power to copy themselves and make them look like Momonosuke, and that caught Oden off guard, and Oden was hit by Kaido's strong attack, and Oden was out. And that's the exact same thing that happened to Luffy this chapter. But this instant, the CP0 agent attacked Luffy first, got Luffy off his game, wasn't focused about Kaido, and then Kaido slams down on Luffy. And it looks like Luffy is out of the fight. It looks like Luffy is done, and it doesn't look good for Luffy at this point. Psych. This is what I was talking about, guys, before, and I told you about the lanterns, and I told you about the samurai's code. This is why it's so relatable or relevant into what's going on with Luffy. Luffy is not leaving this Wano country with, actually, another thing that I maybe have even missed, that there's no food on this island, and Ace was fighting for people to have food on this island. 2, that the samurai code and his friends that are samurai, Luffy is not going to let his friends code get talked about in front of Kaido like that. He's not going to leave the country like that. And 3, the kid's dreams that might magically, I believe, magically get to Luffy in some type of fashion or way. Kaido might be monologuing to the CP0 agent, or Luffy seeing Luffy completely out, and then Luffy probably will see that one liner with the one wish on it, say, I just want to be able to eat meat. And then that is when Luffy might just go completely Hunter x Hunter Gone mode, or Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan mode, and just be giving Kaido the real works, and then we might see the new awakening or the real power of Luffy's devil fruit. And the more I continue to think about Luffy's devil fruit, the more the word I hear is bend. Luffy has the property to bend. So guys, I want to ask you this for the last time before we maybe get the answer next chapter. Could Luffy be able to bend people's wills or bend everything around him? Maybe that is his awakening. That awakening form will be able to bend Kaido's will. Maybe able to bend his own will to be even stronger. Maybe even able to bend the whole entire world. Maybe Luffy's power is really broken. Guys, think about that. The word, even Kaido stated in this chapter that his property should not be able to bend like that. That power, the word bend, I think it is a foreshadowing word of bending. And just think about all the people that Luffy has been around, even Kaido himself, how Kaido has started to admire Luffy in a way, even seeing him as like Odin, somebody as in like Roger, even his old former captain. Guys, I really truly believe the Luffy power, his awakening, is to be able to bend everything to around him, people's wills, physical things, mentally things. Everything will be able to bend into Luffy's will. And that power right there is alone broken. And the last thing before we go, guys, is Kaido. Kaido throughout this chapter show all his drunken stages and his new awakening power. But guys, what I'm really curious is his look at the end of the chapter. I don't know if it was more scared, or he was shocked, or maybe even bothered about the fact that CP0 agent was involved in the fight. And the reason why I'm just like puzzled by it, I just really want to know exactly what Kaido is going to do to the CP0 agent. What I'm hoping, guys, honestly, this is what I'm really hoping, is that Kaido will just clap hands with the CP0 agent and be like, oh, you ruined my fight, but oh well, I appreciate it, or something like that. And then that's when we get Luffy awakening up. Get it? Awakening up, because he'll wake up, and okay, you get the joke. But that's what I would truly like to see. And then Luffy will be able to take out both the CP0 agent and Kaido, and that would just put Luffy like Yonko of the Yonkos if you do something like that. But what I honestly see Kaido doing is Kaido will probably just finish off the CP0 agent for interrupting his epic fight once again, like when somebody did back when he fought Odin. And Kaido will have this deep remorse about not having the epic fight, the chosen epic fight that he always wanted. And I just feel like that's so predictable. That's why I'm leaning towards more the first one I just told you about. That'd just be more interesting to see. But who knows? Oda is always drawing us up something great every time, delivering us with great writing, great choreographed fights. And I just can't wait for the next chapter. And guys, guess what? No break. So guys, we will be back here next week, same time as always. And guys, I hope you did enjoy the review. I give this chapter a 8 out of 10. I liked it so much. And guys, I hope you do come back and enjoy our next review here at Road Talk. Till the next time, guys, peace.